You know, the story of somebody's rise to stardom is pretty much always the same story, but the middle years are always very different. That's how Born to Be Blue came to be. Felt like I was being offered the sequel to a film I never made. What I was interested in is getting into the experience of a real prodigy in his midlife crisis. Something that I could relate to. I mean, one of the weird things about, you don't know it when it happens, but when Dead Poets Society comes out and you're 18, it doesn't leave you very far to go. It creates a possibility for a very confusing midlife, because are you constantly going to try to repeat the same success? It leaves you a long way to fall. Yeah, there's a quality to Chet Baker's great performances that I really thought a lot about, which is that sometimes you watch him and you're not sure he's going to live through the song. And I remember I felt that way watching My Own Private Idaho. I remember watching River and thinking, I worried for him. There was such a brilliant light, but it seemed so delicate. Yeah, River, I was my first scene partner. I did my first movie with River when I was 14. And I remember my first day of shooting. Back then, they really had to use a lot more light. And I can't believe I sound so old back then. But here it is. It's true. They really did use a lot more light. And I couldn't stop crying. My eyes were just watering and watering. And I remember I really wanted to be an actor. And I thought, oh, I'm not going to be able to do this. But after a couple days, I got it. River was a serious young artist even at 14. He already knew more than I did. He'd done it before, and we're doing this movie about kids building their own spaceship, and he's trying to talk about what's in his character's pockets, and you kind of knew right away that he was special. The first time I remember crying at a movie was The Killing Fields. That movie just wrecked me. At the end, when they find each other, and you kind of hear Imagine on the radio in the hospital. So beautiful. I can't ever get over Last Tango in Paris. That movie is so profound to me, and it's one of the few movies that really is genuinely erotic and has something to say. It doesn't cheapen sex. Most of the time when you photograph sex, you cheapen it. And so it seems like an easy thing to do, because just people kissing is sexy, but it quickly becomes cheap. And so Patti Smith is royal to me. She's like Baudelaire, if Baudelaire could have lived a long time and done it right,